Hi, everyone. I'm really excited tonight. Tonight, I'm speaking to the two Fintr founders, which is this incredible platform to really engage young people in their knowledge around finance. I don't think we do this enough. I really think we need to engage children more about how to use their money responsibly and how to be responsible in terms of purchasing things and not just buying at a whim. And all of those kinds of discussions should be had. And so tonight we're going to explore this incredible platform and a game. They have two really great products. But before we do that, I want to show you a video about how their product is growing. Let's have a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Terence Lamini. I teach at FNS, Fintr4Schools, and I just played Fintr's Dragon Busters. Very good game. Our kids told us that they found it very informative. It allowed them to interact with the content they've learned in EMS, and they felt very excited to see some of the things that they learn and how they can apply into real life. So that is part of why we asked Fintrs to come help us today. We're hosting Skills Day, how these learners can have skills that can not just be left in the classroom, but how they can continue over and above.
Hi, my name is Latita.
Hi, my name is Sama, and we just played Jargon Buster.
Today was my first time playing Jargon Buster for Fintr, and I enjoyed it because it was like 30 seconds and it kind of recapped me from like everything I learned last year.
I also enjoyed it too because I learned new things because some of the concepts weren't really taught to us last year. Another thing is that it was so exciting and like it brought so much energy out of us, you know?
Yeah. It was like, you want to get the money, you want to win.
You want to win, it was competitive.
You have the encouragement and like dedication to get the money.
Hi, my name is Kungawa. Today we did Fintr4Schools, and so you can find this website learn.fintr.io on Google Chrome or any search engine. So what I did was answer questions about saving and what is saving, why is it important. So what I learned today is that saving is really important because we need such money for emergencies because we can never know what happens, and this really taught me a lot about saving, and now I know what to save, and I can also spread the knowledge with people younger than me so they can also learn about saving.
Morning, my name is Uzoma and I did Fintr4Schools today. My overall experience was like really good. I really learned more about saving and like the benefits, like earning interest.
My name is Sibahle and today I did Fintr4Schools, the course on saving. Good, it was very interesting, and as someone who likes to take part in activities for learning, it really actually helped me. I actually enjoyed it.
Hello, my name is Tendo.
My name is Angie.
And today we were playing the FinMaster board game, which was really interesting and fun to play.
This board game taught me a lot about how to handle my finances, what to know when it comes to buying your assets, how you can calculate your net worth as well. And it told me a lot of financial, I got a lot of knowledge because I'm not a person who's good at finance. So this board game taught me a lot about how to watch out for my competitors and the people who I'm also working with, to see how they're doing, but most importantly to see how I'm doing financially. So I have to know how to benefit for myself and not to look at everybody and anyone else's pocket.
So for me, this is really exciting, exposing children to this incredible kind of space, getting them to be excited about money and really wanting to learn. So welcome, Danei and Elijah. I'm really excited to have you here this evening. Please tell us a bit about yourselves and why you even began this product. Who'd like to begin?
Cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us, Karen. It's a pleasure to be here, and yeah, we just appreciate the opportunity as well. Yeah. So we started the business because of a personal passion. We both grew up in homes where money was either not a positive conversation, a frequent conversation, or just just a negative experience altogether. So for me personally, my mom went through some difficult times, and as a young girl, I was privileged enough to be exposed to friends and family that didn't have the same experience with money. So I promised myself as a young girl that I will make sure that I understand money, that I will be able to be independent, and that took me on a journey of really teaching myself about money, which is a really liberating journey. And then I met this guy, Elijah, in varsity, and we realized we have a shared passion. And then in 2020, when COVID happened, just everybody around us were really stressed about money, what it's going to mean to their income. And we realized this is a real issue. So we started thinking about the business back then, worked with adults at first. And then in 2023, we said, okay, we need to focus on kids because all the adults just tell us, why don't I learn about this earlier? Why didn't they teach us this in school? So then in 2023, we started focusing on the young ones. And that brought us here today.
Oh, that's brilliant. Elijah, do you want to add anything around the journey, the beginning journey?
No, I mean, everything was covered today.
So if we then look at the challenges with teaching EMS, what do you think are the specific pain points that the curriculum delivers in terms of a gamification approach with the Fintr4Schools solution for teachers? How is this beneficial to the teachers? Who'd like to go?
Cool. So when we engaged with teachers about EMS specifically, we heard a few really interesting things. One of the teachers told us, my kids walk to the EMS class like they're walking to their death. And what we realized was, EMS, obviously in grade 7 is the first time you have EMS. And to a lot of kids, it's really overwhelming because there's a vast amount of content. And then secondly, it seems to be a little bit unrelatable to kids because they're learning about this greater world and the economy and money, etc. So what we do with Fintr4Schools is we make EMS more relevant to the kids' lives, the learners' lives. We try to relate their own decisions and desires and wants and their own money habits to the content. And then we also we break it down, make it simple, and make it more engaging with gamification and, just fun visuals, mini games, ways to compete with one another. So those were the two main pain points that we were trying to address, just make it more fun for the kids, more relatable to their own lives as well.
What have you heard from teachers? So what are the kinds of reactions you're seeing with the teachers who are using the product? Elijah, do you want to comment?
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of teachers speak about how they're actually seeing their kids use the practical skills. I mean, before we even started, when we were trying to understand the space a little bit more, teachers were like, look, there are kids using their parents' credit card and buying for their whole class without actually realizing the tangibility of what's actually happening. So a big thing was really like, we want to impart these financial skills because we feel they're important, but it's like difficult to fit it into the curriculum. We haven't found a proper way to do it. So hence us like really figuring out and dropping it into the EMS curriculum, making it more fun. And kids are actually in the classroom building out their savings plan and understanding that, oh, wait, if I want something, I should save towards it. In the classroom, they're Googling how much this costs and how much have they already saved for it. And so like they're actually tangibly practicing and seeing and implementing it. So a lot of the teachers are like, oh, it's so cool to actually see the kids planning for the future from a financial perspective. And some kids actually already have investment accounts, and that starts conversations with the rest of the kids who don't. Like, why do you have one? How did you get started? So we're seeing a lot of those conversations also keep coming up.
Oh, that's really great when you see it with children who have been given accounts and are learning to manage their money. That's really effective. So in terms of your product, you have that Finish Award, and it speaks about pedagogy. Do you want to talk a bit about the award that you received and also the pedagogy that you use?
Yeah, so the certification that we have is a certification by the Education Alliance Finland, or EAF. They basically created a standardized process to test edtech tools to make sure that it upholds a certain standard. So they go through some key areas in pedagogy that we won't get too deep in. You can read up about them because they also list all of the tools that they've scored and everything. And essentially how the process works is we give them the outcomes that we wish to achieve with our product. They go through the product as if they're a learner, and then they score us according to different metrics in terms of pedagogy and engagement. So that, there we received a 93% score for pedagogy, and specifically some comments that they made is they emphasized that the active learning that we implement is really important because we have small activities in each topic. So that's what they commended. They also commended that we serve multiple different learning styles from a visual perspective, from a reading perspective, etc. And then they also emphasized that gamification creates motivation, self motivation, but also competitiveness. So that's kind of the feedback that we got, and you can check out the Education Alliance Finland to see kind of a bit more detail. I didn't want to go too deep into it tonight.
That's brilliant. So that's really exciting. So do you want to talk about the two different products and showcase why they're different and how they're different?
Yeah, perfect. I think I will show Fintr4Schools to you, and then I'll ask Elijah to explain FinMaster to everyone. So let me share my screen, and I will show you Fintr4Schools quickly.
Cool.
All right, so can you see my screen?
It's coming up. There we go.
Okay, perfect. So this is Fintr4Schools. In the platform, we take on this narrative of becoming a money superhero. So the learners are on this quest of unlocking their money superpowers. And for each topic that they do, there's a certain superpower as well as a villain that they have to fight off by learning the content, by doing practical exercises. So as you can see here, that's kind of what we try to show. And we cover everything from setting a vision for your own life to earning, to spending money wisely, saving, sharing with others, being generous, and sowing, which is a different word for investing. So that's the kind of fun part and narrative part of it all. And then all of the content takes on this comic style format. So it's usually a conversation between a child and an older, wiser person about the topic specifically. And this is also then where they do their practical exercises. So each topic has a specific exercise that they do. And what's really fun is the learners, when they sign up, we generate an avatar for them. So they tell us what their career, what they wish to be one day, as well as their favorite characters. And they all get their own custom avatar, which the kids just love. And then they get to compete against their peers with answering questions, with making progress through the learning, with how well they do their exercises. And that's what Fintr4Schools looks like at the moment.
So before you stop sharing, don't you want to just go back to the platform? So looking at how long is the platform, how long are the modules? Is it like a couple of weeks? So how does that little section work that you were showing at the beginning?
Perfect. Yeah. So currently we have 6 topics and growing. When a school signs up, they will have access to the full system for a year. So they don't have to do any topics at a specific time. What we see schools usually do is they slot in the topics where they relate to the curriculum during the year, as and when they desire. And then the topics are set up so that you only need half an hour per topic to do it, but you can stop and continue. And what we saw actually works better is if you can, EMS has double periods. So if you can do 1 hour where it gives you enough time to set up devices and get logged in and then go through the content, do the activity so that you can kind of complete the entire topic. So currently 6 topics. We will be adding more topics in the future. And the teacher can really slot it in whenever works for their schedule during the year.
And then if you think about the topics, can children log in at any time as well? So could they go back and use it as another resource, perhaps when they're studying and they think, oh, this was there and it was fun to learn? Could they do that as well?
Yeah, that's correct. It's just required so currently it's required for schools to have or for learners to already have a school email address, as we work with single sign-on. So they must have a Google or Microsoft email address. But if they can then access that school email address from home, they use that to sign in. So they can continue at any time or revisit their savings goals or their spending plan, whatever it is that they've set up. They are able to access it at any time. And we've now built a teacher dashboard that gives teachers a view over the kids' progress, as well as when last they logged in, the time they spent, how they've answered questions. It gives them an opportunity to award bonus points that will add that will improve the learner's place on the leaderboard. So just to give a little bit more motivation to do a really good job in the different activities that they submit.
And are any of the teachers, do you know if they're using any of this as a motivator towards actual marks? Could they use some of the data that the students are getting towards actual assessment or marks?
Yeah, so the one school we worked with, they actually said they wanted to make 10 points of the overall year mark related to their Fintr marks. So either they can take the leaderboard points that the learner already had, or they can, for example, mark a specific activity that the learners did to test their understanding and the effort that they did. So that's what we see. That's what we see teachers do, because we know kids also take things more seriously if it's going to show on their report card, right? So yes, that's what we've seen teachers do.
So that's lovely. And as you were saying, it's then teachers can actually decide how they want to use it and when they want to use it. One, but exactly. Two, also the way you've set it up is the way, if they want to use it towards assessment, there's a range of different possibilities in terms of how they could include that, which is also really useful.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really, really great.
Thank you.
No, this is really lovely. Elijah, you're going to share this amazing board game with us.
Yeah, I'll do so. Cool. So essentially, we actually have two physical games. One is FinMaster. FinMaster is the flagship board game. So in this game, you're investing to build up an investment portfolio. The aim is to become the FinMaster, and the FinMaster is the person with the highest net worth. So during the game, you're buying different assets, all the way from savings to alternative assets to stocks, and even like small businesses and spaza shops. During the gameplay, different market events happen where assets will either increase or decrease in value. And there are cards like power cards like load shedding that skips a player's turn, hostile takeover, where you can buy someone's asset, or insurance to protect you from these stuff, right? So during the gameplay, you're actually learning about market ups and downs. You're learning about the different assets that exist that you can actually invest in the real world. And as much as we say we build games for kids, we're actually seeing a lot of adults gravitate towards the game. And as they're playing the game, they're like, oh, I need to do this in the real world as well, because I'm losing in the game. But if I start doing this in the real world, I'm probably going to lose in the real world. So let me switch roles, right?
Nice.
And so, yeah, this is how the game is going about. It helps you reflect a little bit about what you're doing in the real world when it comes to investing. And the younger you are, you start learning about the investing principles, long-term thinking, diversification, how markets go up and down, and how to prepare for that. So you then build those habits as you get older. So families, kids, young adults, graduates, and even older people have been playing the game. So we always joke that the game is geared at from age 13 to 113. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's the kind of thing we put into retirement villages to keep the old people's brains like really functioning. Could be a good tool to put into those spaces. Engaging, fun, money. Everybody's always wanted to play that, so it could be a fun space.
Exactly.
Elijah, so I think you were going to explain. Sorry, Karen. I think you were going to explain Jargon Buster as well.
No, it's all good.
All good. Okay. All right.
So in terms, you mentioned age in terms of sort of from 13 to 113, but in terms of the platform for schools, where have you targeted that?
Yeah, so specifically grade 7, as that's where it fits best with the current curriculum, but it doesn't. exclude older learners. So we would say kind of ideally between 13 and 15, but if you want it to be well aligned with the curriculum, it fits in the grade 7 curriculum well.
Oh, okay. So at the moment you're looking at just grade 7. Are you going to extend it further going forward?
Yes, that's correct.
That's actually sorry, Elijah. Yeah, that's actually the plan in the coming year.
Will you extend the game going forward to an older age group?
Yes, we will. So in the process of doing grade 8 to 9. So even with the physical board game, physical card game, we've done grade 8 to 9.
Can
EMS.
you hear me, Danei?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Okay. We don't have any questions in the chat. Sorry, Elijah. Go.
So yeah, I was saying that we are going to extend it to grade 8 and 9 because that's EMS, but we're also getting interest from the business studies and accounting teachers that say that accounting is also quite a heavy thing. So if you guys can gamify that, they'd love that. So that is our next on the roadmap as well.
Yeah, and my daughter teaches business studies, and I think when I was telling you about it, she was excited. And I said to her, well, maybe you could play the game as it is now, just from a learning point of view, it might benefit the children even before it's adapted, because you're getting them to think that way. And part of these different subjects, when it relates to money and accounting, the thinking is basically the same. How do you do it responsibly? What are the purposeful, kind of meaningful things? And I suppose you can begin just what you've got already, and then if you develop others that you could add within that space. So we haven't got any questions coming in, but we've had a really nice number of people on the call this afternoon. So that's been really exciting. So I really do hope that people reach out to you and contact you. So if we had to end off the session and just say, what are the kinds of thoughts that you would like to leave to people in terms of why should they even consider teaching children about this kind of knowledge?
While we do that, can I just share a closing slide?
Yes, with pleasure.
Yeah, so while Elijah does that, I think I'll share so long. I think it's no secret that money is a really important part of all of our lives, right? And from various backgrounds, whether low income, high income, money remains an important part of your life. And it can really be either something that you really stress about all the time, or something that you take charge of and make sure that everything is in place so that you don't have to stress about it that much. And that's kind of, and if we then think further along the lines of, okay, but can we actually help kids to learn these habits and mindsets from an early age instead of having to self-correct when they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s and already in debt, right? Or in debt that they can't pay off. So that's kind of the urge that we or the call that we put out to parents and teachers, anybody who's really raising kids, to say, hey, this is a really important part of life. And actually they are forming these money mindsets at a really young age. And let's help them build a positive picture, a positive mindset, a positive habit when it comes to money. So it's all of our responsibility to actually help the next generation have less stress than we do with money. And that's really the main reason why we do this.
That makes a lot of sense. Elijah, do you want to add anything?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think there's a study that was done that said that kids build money habits from the age of 7. So they're already starting to form how they're going to deal with money. The earlier we start, the better we build up these habits. So when they get older, as Danei said, this comes natural to them. It's not something new. It's not something you have to think. It's second nature to invest. It's second nature to think about investing. It's second nature to read the T's and C's. And that's literally what we're trying to achieve. I think our big thing is really to make learning about money as simple as playing a game, because right now the money world seems to be something so big and difficult. But when you play a game, you just literally pick up a game and you start playing. Right? We want the money principle to be like that. Like allow everyone to just engage with it freely and confidently and figure out that I can actually learn about it as I go on. But one of the big things that we're also trying to solve for in the long term is that in South Africa, only 6% of individuals can afford to retire comfortably, right? And that's thinking long term from an earlier age. We want to change that number drastically.
I remember when I first saw the EMS curriculum, and in those days it started from grade 1. I really thought, wow, if we did this, we would have nobody who needed to worry about retirement properly. So yes, I agree with you. I think it is so very, very important. So if somebody wants to buy your products, how do they go ahead and do that? What are the things they should do?
Yeah, so if you want the digital solution, filling in this form, we'll send you an automated email with all the information there. If you want the physical board game, you can buy it on one of the 4 stores that we're listed on. So on our website, it shows there. We're going to be in Takealot in about a week and a half. We're on Zulzi if you're in the Gauteng region, and we're in 3 different board game stores here locally in the Western Cape. And then if you're in Limpopo, there's an online delivery a platform that actually delivers the board game to you as well. So those are some of the places that you can look to buy.
Oh, great. And if somebody wants you to come and visit the school or learn more about it from you, do you do visits and things like that?
Yeah, so just filling the form, this QR code here, and leaving your details there will allow us to then contact you. Okay,
great. So as a closing statement, what do you want to say about your product? Who'd like to go?
I'll go. We want to make learning about money as simple as playing a game. So join us as we try to make sure that every child has the knowledge and skills for financial success.
Brilliant. Do you want to add to that, Danei? What do you want to
Not at all. He did a perfect job.
So I just want to say thank you to you both for your time this evening and for really sharing this incredible product. I really think it's something that we should have in every school and in every home. It's nearly Christmas, everybody. This would be a good Christmas present, not just for your kids, but for the whole family. So thanks for your time this evening. Thank you for sharing. Have a good evening. I'm going to close the session. Good night, everyone.
Bye.